A crisis created the United Nations. It gave the Americans and others the gumption and the willingness to put together this idealistic institution that we all need. We have a crisis today. Is it helping?
It's not yet clear whether it will help or whether it will further undermine the possibilities of multilateral institutions to deliver. I think that we are now confronted with two kinds of attitude. Those that look at the COVID-19 and feel that it has shown the fragility of the world, fragility in relation to a pandemic, a microscopic virus that's put us on our knees, fragility that would require us to be humble, to understand that we need more unity, more solidarity, and that we need better governance in global affairs, which means to strengthen international cooperation. On the other hand, the same situation has led many people to think that, well, what we need is to do it by ourselves. Let's deal with our problems and forget about the others. This is a big crisis, so let's take care of ours. This is, of course, exacerbating feelings of nationalism, of populism, even of xenophobia and racism in more extreme situations, and the denial of the need of multilateral governance and multilateral institutions. The two things are now confronting each other. This will be a very important ideological battle in the months to come. I'm on the side of those that believe that the world needs more governance, not less governance. But I am not naive, and I know this is going to be a very tough ideological battle. We might come out of it with the capacity to build back a world with more inclusive and sustainable perspectives. But we might come out of it with a world where chaos will become the main logic of international relations. The multilateralism of the future must be much more multi-stakeholder. We need to give voice and institutional influence to businesses. We need to give also more voice to the cities. And we need to adapt our multilateral institutions to be more inclusive. And this means that this is also an opportunity to change the power relations in relation to the different entities that we have in the international system, and to open up. Governments need to recognize that they do not represent the monopoly of political action, to open up and to make other actors being also influential in the decisions that we will have to take, both for pandemics that are to come, the climate change, the cyberspace, and many other of the challenges that we face at the same time. Not only we need a strengthened multilateralism, but we need a much more inclusive multi-stakeholder multilateralism.
Now, that multi-stakeholder idea is something that people have been talking about for a while, but you're certainly pushing it beyond the reality of where we are today. Do you think that's something that is feasible in the near term?
Well, this is not going to be easy, but I see things moving and I see things changing. For instance, when we discuss the role of the business community in these questions, I see that countries that were totally opposed to it a few years ago now understanding that it will be needed. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the possibility to progressively move into a more inclusive multilateralism. It will take time, it will be done in different ways. In some aspects, we'll have variable geometries, in some aspects, we'll have different speeds, but I feel this is the direction of the future. And I mean, what needs to be, needs to be. This is a necessity. There is no way we can look at today's world based on a strict analysis of what's happening, considering that only governments are the interlocutors in the international sphere.